Hi, how are you today? Transmission mount. So the plan is we're gonna clean this guy up, throw it under there, see how close we are, and then it's probably just gonna be bolted onto the trans, or cut it here, bolt it up to the trans, bolt these up to the sides, and then just kind of tack some stuff on to hold it in place where it needs to be, pull it out, put some reinforcement pieces on, and then it should be that easy. Transmission's pretty much in place, engine's still in there. I don't really have any means of calculating like the output angle on the trans, so we're gonna mess around with putting the drive shaft in and like seeing where it sits. We'll probably just do some measuring, make sure the shifter's center, and then just send it. So I was hoping to use this drive shaft on the car. When I had bought everything from the Rec Z, I also bought the drive shaft because it was a one piece, but at the time I didn't realize that you can't modify laminated aluminum drive shafts. It has this carbon fiber outer coating that, I don't know, maybe I can get it off, but I doubt it. I'm probably gonna have to get a custom one made. But I put this in here and kind of just wanted to see how it sat, and it's literally 2 inches too long, so I mean it would have been pretty close. Kind of sucks, but oh well. Alright, she's chopped up, back under we go. Cut pieces are bolted up. I think the plan, like right here, cut this guy in a bit more and then just run a flat plate and weld around here and then weld around there, and that should connect it fine. And then over here, I'm not too sure yet. I think just a plate across down here and then a side piece and then a side piece should be okay. Okay, so I'm not just throwing a transmission mount together how the transmission is. I measured. I think I'm right. This is just from what I researched online. Pretty much I found out that the transmission needs to be sitting higher, like the output shaft on it, it needs to be sitting higher than the differential so that you get like a downward angle going to the differential, and that's better for the drive shaft and the rear pinion on the diff. I'm not 100% sure why, but that's just what it said. Supposedly you need -1 to -3 degrees of angle on the drive shaft. So I first measured the car, made sure we were sitting at an even height on the jack stands, which we were. Then I measured from the ground to the bottom of like the output on the transmission, and then did the same thing to the diff. Now they're different diameters, so I factored in that, and it came to where the transmission was sitting 1.8 inches higher than the rear differential, which is a good start. That means that we're already going to have a downward angle. So then I measured the distance between them, and I found out that it was 50.5 inches. So then I just used a little triangle calculator online for angles, and we have -2.13 degrees of downward slope that this is what we're gonna have on the drive shaft, which from what I've read should be perfect. It should be fine. So transmission's in place. We can go ahead and start making the mount. Just let me know in the comments if I did that completely wrong, and I'm gonna split my drive shaft in half. Thank you. And I also used a level to see that the output on the transmission, it's not completely straight up and down. It's angled down a bit, and then I used the level on the back of on the pinion, or the output on the differential, and that's straight up and down. I'm not too sure if that angle matters too much, but I think I can just use spacers to change the differential, and then the transmission's easy. Alright, so I made a plate for the left side and it's tacked in. Looking pretty good. Use some really thick metal so I don't have to worry about it breaking. So this side was super easy, just took a square plate. Now we gotta do the right side, which is gonna take a couple plates. We're just gonna do one, it's hard to see, but one from here to here, one across the top, and then one on the back from there to there, and then that should do it. Alright, so here's the cross member. Got everything all tacked up. It's time to lay some dimes on here and get it all strong. But overall, I think it came out pretty good. I'm really happy I got to just use the stock one. It's modified a little bit. This shit works. Alrighty, she's all globbed up. Some of these welds aren't too bad, but I definitely think it's going to be really strong. So we can 100% be banging gears, which is great. Alrighty, it's on. Fitment's looking good. Shifter is still perfectly center in the hole. So I think it's gonna be strong enough. I think this is it. We're definitely gonna replace this stock mount with the K polyurethane mount for sure. We're good. So the mounts are done. Engine mounts, trans mount. All we gotta do is pull the cross member out, reinforce everything, weld it up, and then of course paint both those, and we're solid. Next video, I'm probably gonna take a break from all the angle grinding and welding, and we're gonna do some wiring stuff. We gotta go through this harness over here. So that'll be a whole video in itself. I'm gonna end it here. Thanks for watching.